Hi, this is Myra with Boutique Paint. Today I'd like to show you how to pour resin in 3 different colors at once. I've shown you how to, in my other videos, how to pre-color the mold with either mica powders or the pigment powders. And so today I wanted to show you how to do a 3-color pour and just the differences in what you get. This one here, I did color it beforehand and then I did the pour. I was just kind of playing around. But we're just going to do a 3-color pour and see what we end up with. So to do this, I'm going to do 3 cups. I'm going to scoot this back a little bit, make sure that's in view. And then I'm going to pick out a couple colors. So one of them I want to be a gold. So I'm just going to put a little bit of pigment powder in there, maybe just a smidge more. And then I'm going to do this blue here. So I'm going to put a little bit in there of that. And it doesn't take much to color the resin. I might just do a smidge more. I want it kind of deep. And because I have to work quickly, I'm not going to mix up a whole lot of resin. Now I do want the white to kind of stand out, so I'm going to use, I am going to paint in a little bit of white onto the mold. Otherwise it's just kind of the white that shows through of the, oh, I got a little bit of blue on that brush. It's just the white of the resin that then comes through. Got way too much blue on that. So I just want a little bit of white through that, just so that the white isn't just kind of the flat white that from a resin pour, which looks like this. All right. Put those away. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up my resin in the cup that has no color. And like I said, I'm not going to do a whole bunch. So maybe a little bit more. I'm afraid of not having enough. So we're going to do that much, which isn't a lot. And then the second part. And because this is the 10-minute set, there's not a lot of time. You could do it with the clear, but you're still going to have a little bit of, not much time when you're pouring. You'll have more time when you're mixing the colors together, but not as much time when you're actually pouring. So I'm going to put a good amount of the blue and the gold, and then just a little bit left in there for the white because it dries white. So I'm going to mix this up nice and good, and you'll start to feel it heating up, and that means it's activating. I'm going to stir the clear a little bit more because I didn't stir that real well. So I'm going to do the clear first, down the center. And you don't have to be perfect with this because you're going to pour in the other colors. And they're just going to go where they want to, pretty much. But you want to do it on one side. See how it's pushing it already? Kind of push it back. Hopefully you can see that. It's kind of pushing it back, the color back as I'm pouring it. And that was almost the right amount. Let's see if I can get a little bit more out of this. So I'm gonna just kind of get those spots that I missed. If you see any bubbles, you can do one of two things. You can either take a toothpick and just kind of pop the ones on the top. This will not get the ones underneath if you have any that are kind of under on the front of the mold. Oops. The other thing you can do is use a heat gun and just kind of go over it real quick, and that'll help pop the bubbles. Or you can use one of those little butane, I think they're called kitchen torches that you use for creme brulee to get the, you know, burn the top. That'll help take the bubbles out. So we're gonna let this cure, and we'll pull it out and see what we end up with. So as I'm letting this dry, I decided to go ahead and play with some more. And one of the things I did is I took my brush with a little bit of extra mica powder, and I just went over the top and kind of just added a little bit of coloring on the back, just to make it a little bit interesting. So it's not just plain. And if you do this, we'll see, this is starting to harden up. So we'll see if it sticks. Looks like it probably will. I kind of got carried away. But we'll see how it turns out. But I think it'll give it a little extra for the back, especially if you're going to use it for something where the back might show. If the back's not going to show, then it doesn't matter. But like a pendant for a necklace or something like that. So the reason why I wanted to show you poured versus painted on is sometimes you want the back to show on something you're doing. And I was going to do a key ring, and I thought, well, the back, you know, that looks okay. It's kind of funky because it's kind of, some of the colorant came through, and I did this one by just painting the color in, like this purple one's done. I painted it where I want to be. I have to say this is a lot easier to do. It's a lot easier because you're not mixing up the three colors. But that being said, this gives kind of a cool back to it when you do the three color pour. So depending on what you're looking for. Then I also did these. These aren't quite cured yet, where I sprinkled a little bit of the powder onto the back so that it gave it some purposeful looking accents on the back. So like if you're doing a pendant, I'm going to do a key ring today, and that's why I wanted it to not be, you know, just kind of blah on the back. That's not bad though. But I do have to show you, this is one I painted, and I just think that turned out gorgeous. There was a little bit of the blue left in the mold because I didn't clean the mold before I did this. And then I did gold on one side, and I did kind of a peachy color on this side, and then the flecks of the blue, and it just turned out so pretty. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to make a key ring. I was kind of hoping one of these smaller ones would be ready. Oh, that one feels like it might be. So that's painted in also. So you can kind of see I got the, and also I think that when you're pouring, maybe you get a little bit more of an organic flow of color, where this is definitely, you know, you can see a line across there. Same with this one. It's a little bit more of an organic, kind of going wherever it wants to versus where you paint it on. But you can play around with it and see what you like. So I'm going to turn this one into a key ring. So I bought these, and I got them in two different colors, kind of the gunmetal and then an antique gold. And because I have yellow, I'm going to use the gold. So I'm going to go ahead and open this ring up with two pairs of pliers. And you want to twist them. You don't want to pull it open. because if you pull it open, it weakens the metal. And it's also harder to get it back together. So then I'm just going to drill a hole into this. Just that simple. And if you don't have the right size drill bit, one thing that you can do, you have to be careful if you're close to the edge, but you can kind of work this in and out while pulling down, and it'll make the hole bigger. And you just kind of move it around towards the bottom, going in and out, and it'll make the hole bigger than your drill bit. And that works also for anything, just so you know. So now I'm going to put the ring through, and then I'm going to put the key ring part of it through. And then I'm going to close it. And it is that simple. And then you have a key ring, just like that. And you're not going to probably lose that as easily because it's nice and big. You can see your keys. Anyway, if you have any questions about any of these products, you can go to our website at www.boutiquepaint.com. And thank you so much for joining me. Bye.